What's up, guys? Get some power rankings going today. Kind of a little sick, so I didn't go to the gym, so I'll be able to get these out to you guys a little bit earlier today. Week 2 in the books. Good week. Some good matchups, some tight matchups. Um, Not really much else to say other than Joe Kiss is a dick. But alright, we'll get into it with number 10, which is surprisingly House of Cards. Team's struggling right now. Uh, he's 0-2 with 177 points, which is 8th in the league. A couple things to talk about with his team. We got Antonio Brown is still the king. Well, he's actually number 2 behind Travis Benjamin, but I think I'd rather take Antonio Brown. And number 2, me and Dan were watching this together, the Seahawks Packers game, and Jimmy Graham was kind of non-existent. It seemed like he only got, I don't know, two targets maybe. Um, so that wasn't good to see at all. And the other guy was LeGarrette Blount, who, I guess that's the risk you run when you have a Patriots running back. But you got to figure he'll be more involved in the weeks coming forward. And also looked like Breeze got hurt, might miss a couple weeks, so that's never good. So House of Cards got some work to do. Kind of sucks that he played Joe Kiss and James and went 0-2, so that's kind of rough to start off like that. And he's got me next week, so. But yeah, number 9 is going to be James, who now 2 weeks in a row is not 10th. So, that's a plus. Sitting at 1-1, put up an absolute dud this week, put up 59 points. But that's kind of more what we expect, I guess, from him. The thing is, Sam Bradford sucks. If you guys watched that Eagles game, they just look fucking terrible. I don't think they had a first down in the first half, and they got all their points, in garbage time. So, Eagles are a disaster. I don't think you can really start Bradford until he has a good game. So I don't think you'll ever start Stafford again. Problem is your backup's Mariota. I don't know. Might as well fucking roll with the rookie, right? I don't know. But James's team is just not very good. He's got the fewest amount of points. He is 1-1 though, so that's good. And Eifert looks good. Also, how the fuck did Keenan Allen have 15 catches week 1 and then put up negative .4 week 2? I don't know. But moving on. Number 3 is Joe Kiss. I'm really not going to talk about Joe Kiss's team because he probably doesn't watch these videos since he doesn't have time to fix his fucking roster. But his team stinks, and Tom Brady's great. He's 9th in the league in points, and he's 1-1. But whatever. That takes us to number 7. This is kind of where it all gets really interesting. We got what is it? 6 teams are 1-1. So a lot of teams in the same boat right now. Number 7 is Andrew, who's actually 0-2. He has 188 points, which is 5th in the league. The thing with the Andrews team, I talk about it all the time. Like, his team doesn't really have depth, so he needs his stars to really show up. And this week, his depth actually played awesome. He didn't start Fitz, which sucks, but who did he start? I think he started Steve Smith, who had 16 points, and Terrence Williams, who had a nice garbage titty for 14 points. So the depth was there. Problem was Andrew Luck got 11. That guy just turns the ball over nonstop. I know he played the Bills and the Jets, good defenses, but 2 pretty shitty games for Luck to start out. So he had Luck at 11, and Marshawn gets 6. And, when your 2 best guys are doing that for you. Also, Adam Vinatieri's 0 points through 2 weeks is pretty fucking impressive. Just wanted to say that. But yeah, it's tough when if you're Andrew, to get that kind of production from your bench, from your depth for once, and to kind of blow that one. Um, but he's got a good team. He played me and Tom, two of the better teams in the league, so he should be fine moving forward. Number 6 is Kevin's team. Kevin has 182 points, which is 6th in the league. The whole, I know I have it too, but the whole quarterback running back. If you have a quarterback and a running back on the same team that isn't the Packers or Patriots, if they had a running, like a high scoring team, I'm not sure that's really the best option. He's got Tannehill and Lamar Miller. Um, both are solid players, but I mean, Lamar Miller has 7 points week 1, 4 points week 2. Tannehill hasn't looked great. He got a bunch of yards last week, but I don't know. And also, DeMarco Murray. What the fuck is that guy doing? He has 11 yards, 11 rushing yards in 2 games. Luckily, he got a touchdown week 1, and he's been involved a little bit in the receiving game, but jeez. I can't believe how big. It's not even him, really. It's more the O-line. If you watch the Eagles, he gets the ball with fucking, 2, 3 guys in the backfield. I can't imagine him doing anything against the Jets this week. Also, Andre Johnson is dead. I don't think you can really play Andre Johnson. That guy just 2 weeks in a row, 20 yards, and he sucks. Devontae Adams so far has been a bit of a disappointment, but on the bright side, he does have Gronk. So right now, it's pretty much Gronk, and that's about it on this team. Needs some help. Brandon Cooks has also been a disappointment. Pretty much all of his flex players have kind of sucked. The one guy to watch, though, on this team, Cam Newton, he's looked pretty good. So we'll see what happens there. Number 5 is Josh. Josh got a much-needed win after the Dez injury. Good bounce-back week for him. Good bounce-back week for Peyton Manning. I knocked him a lot in last week's power rankings. He showed up on Thursday night against a good defense. So that was good to see. I think Kubiak was talking about how the Broncos looked better when they went to no huddle. No kidding, dude. Let Peyton run the offense. If Peyton's gonna be in a hurry up offense, he'll be fine. All those Broncos will be fine. So yeah, Le'Veon back this week, which is obviously huge. It's good to escape 1-1 without your best player. So I think Josh will take that. Julian Edelman looks awesome. My favorite player. Everyone knows that. Julian Edelman, he's the best. James Jones also looks great. Jeremy Hill is an interesting guy to watch. Fumbled twice last week. Got benched in the second half. But if Jeremy Hill plays like Jeremy Hill and Le'Veon comes back, he gets Peyton rolling, Josh will be there. It's a good team when everyone's playing how they should. He's 1-1. Yeah. 4th, we have Dave Shreve, Hype Beast. I think we're settling into kind of like the top 4. Shreve's team is good. I think him and Josh are going to be battling for that 3-4, 4-5 spot all year. I give it to Shreve right now because the Dez injury. Also, Shreve, I like his. I just like his team. Russell Wilson is solid. He doesn't really make mistakes. I don't think he'll ever really have that bad of a game because he runs very well. The problem with Shreve's team right now is C.J. Anderson looks terrible, and Ronnie Hillman looks pretty solid. But like I was saying with Peyton, if they go to a hurry-up offense, I would think that all their players should be a little bit better. But C.J. Anderson's look like fucking dog shit. Hyde, Hopkins, Macklin, Ingram, they're all young guys. You don't really his team. They could all be great, but they all also have that kind of meh potential. They could all just this week. None of them were in double digits. Not one flex player. The only player in double digits on Shreve's team this week was Russell Wilson. So that stuff I guess could happen, but still has a lot of potential. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully CJ can get back on the get it rolling. Number 3 is Tom's team, who gutted out a tight win over Andrew this week. Tom is 1-1, has the 4th most points. Shreve actually has the 3rd most points, forgot to mention that. But Tom's team's good. This week, I said to him, pretty much everyone on his team this week had around 10 points, and then Ben had 30. So, solid week from everyone, really. Still would love to see the receivers get going a little bit between Demaryius, AJ, and Cobb. Uh, you know, back-to-back weeks for all three of them without, a really big week. They were all in double digits, which is fine, but 11, 10, 11. Kind of want more from at least one of your stars. But yeah, just a solid team all around. Frank Gore actually didn't look terrible except for when he dropped the ball yesterday, which I don't know how that happened. But he's old as fuck. The one interesting thing to watch, Martavis Bryant's coming back for Tom soon. Dante Moncrief looks good, and Ronnie Hillman, who knows what he's gonna do. So got some options down there. Number 2, is he going from, what is it, first to worst to first, maybe? VB's team, starting off strong, 2-0, second most points in the league. Romo got hurt, which, I mean, it kind of sucks, but he's got Phillip Rivers, who's good, so I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. The one, played Amir Abdullah, which, I get the play, kind of backfired on him. I don't think you should really ever sit Amari Cooper again. I think that's pretty clear. Also, T.Y., he's got some nice receivers. Sanders, Marshall looks good. T.Y. Hilton, Amari Cooper. That's 4 good, solid receivers. I don't think any of them are going to, win you the week, but they're 4 guys who, they're all good. You got to try to somehow pick the one that's not going to be that good for that week. Good luck doing that, but 4 good receivers. And Chris Ivory settling into that RB2 role. Alfred Morris kind of got, Matt Jones kind of took the shine from Alfred Morris last week. That's interesting to watch. But just a solid overall team. And the one thing I'll say, we always rip on VB for picking his defense and kicker early. This year he kind of had to. And, it's kind of working out. Seahawks put up 19 points week 1, and then Gostowski put up 17 last week. So it's when you're getting that kind of production from your special teams group, it's it's hard to knock it. But as I'll always say, a lot of depth in VB's team, so that's a good team. And number 1 is myself, sitting at 2-0, most points in the league. The thing about my team, to show you guys kind of how where my team's at, I had put up 2 zeros between the Ravens defense and Eddie Lacy leaving with 0.9, and I still put up over 100 points. So a lot of firepower on this team. It's very fun having Rodgers. Just that guy's fucking unbelievable. The one thing I will say though, if Eddie Lacy misses a week or 2, my running backs are going to be really interesting. I don't even know what my options are right now. Probably go with Yeldon or Gio or some shit. I don't really know. But, running back's an issue for everyone, really. Running back 2 spot. So we'll see what happens. I love my team, though. So if Lacy can get healthy, we'll be fine. But there you go. There are your power rankings. What else to say? Not really much else to say. If anyone wants to write a preview or a recap or some shit like that, that'd be cool. But I know everyone's busy. But yeah, so whatever. Good week. I like how everyone is kind of in the same boat right now. A lot of 1-1 teams. So it'll be good to watch. Some good matchups this week. More in division. We got 2 more fully in division matchups, except for that one matchup each week. So big week coming up. All those 1-1 teams. Big difference between 2-1 and 1-2. So I'll catch you guys next week.